It's not a red flag.
Yeah, it is actually.
Then run.
I will after this video. I'm taking new interviews for future mate.
Red flag. This is a red flag. Don't DM him. So now we're gonna talk about compatibility.
Yeah. So I think a few things come to mind, for me at least. So how the person is purpose-oriented, how they are career-oriented, family-oriented, just a lot of orientedness. So, think about who this person is, right? As you get to know this person, again, there's no perfect person, but if this is a person who seems like they have purpose, whether it's to, feed the sick or build a school or, start a nonprofit, just make sure that your purpose is quite in line with their purpose, because you don't want to have two people who are building a future together to run into opposite directions. And that happens all the time. People have different passions, and that's okay. But when it comes to your purpose, just make sure that your purpose is quite in sync. And I think that ties into career as well in some capacity. Some people, they live out their career for the rest of their life. So if you're that person, whether you're in corporate America or if you're a nonprofit or if you're an entrepreneur, again, just make sure that your career doesn't have to be the same. Chelsey and I, we do two different things, but it doesn't conflict with our relationship. We're still able to sacrifice time and still able to, not allow our work to overwhelm our relationship and take away from our relationship. So I would say career oriented as well. And then for me, family oriented. So, we both, Chelsey and I, have families. I think most people have families out there, but our view of family is a little different, where I think it's just because I've been sequestered and isolated for quite a bit of my adulthood, well, all of my adulthood. I've lived, I've been a bachelor for the past 9 years. I think, yeah, so, from college from my sophomore year of college to 2019, I'm still a bachelor, but yeah, so our views are a little different, and that's fine. However, we both value family. We both don't look at family as something that is, a non-necessary aspect to life. We value our parents, we value our relationships with our siblings, so just make sure that you guys are oriented into those facets of your life that matter most. And I think that helps you understand if you're compatible. Little short story, Chelsey and I, when we met each other, we weren't necessarily drawn to each other. We, saw each other and we're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Good to meet you. But as we got to learn one another and we saw our purpose and we saw our career and we saw our family and all of those things aligned, it really showed, at least me, that we were quite compatible. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes we're so quick to look on the outside, and we neglect all this other stuff.
Beauty is fleeting.
Yeah, and we need to identify the things that are important to us and where we want in our future. So I know, we both asked many different questions to see if we are compatible, and that is part of the courtship phase where we're just asking, we want to know if this is gonna work out, because we don't want to waste our time.
Facts.
And regarding family is extremely important. And ladies, you can tell a lot about a man and their relationship with their mother. If they don't have a strong relationship, or if they resent their mother, if they have a mother in their life, you can tell a lot about the type of man they are. So that's just a side note when it comes to family. He has a great relationship with his mama, so that's good. So compatibility is very, very important. So another thing, Genesis 2:18 says, it's not good for a man to be alone. So God will find a helper that's fit for him. And this is what I mean by compatibility, because God designed us to have someone that we can complement each other, complete each other. And one of the things, definitely purpose and vision, we also have to evaluate living. Do you want to live in the city or do you want to live in the suburbs? There's some people that love the city life And if you are a country bumpkin and you lived in the suburbs or the country land for all your life and you're living in a city, you can struggle. So those are like little, that's like something very little, but that can be very huge for somebody. I know there was somebody that used to live in the country, moved in the city, and she hated it so much that they had to end the engagement. They realized it just was not gonna work because she wanted to be a country bumpkin. There's nothing wrong with being a country bumpkin. Just knowing that you have to find the right person that fits you. Another thing is kids. Do you want children or do you not? Because you don't want to get in a relationship and you desire to have kids and then your man says, no, I don't want to have kids, and you expect him to change in the future. Because I know a lot of people say, oh, it's gonna change. Nope. You know, you may get in your feelings later on and you may want to have kids. Or you may be alone for so long and you want to have fun and like, well, no. If he says he doesn't want to have kids,
he ain't having kids.
Or if the female says she's not having kids, she's the one that gotta carry it. She says no, can't fight it. So that is something you should address. Do you want kids or not? I guess we're not having kids.
So she gonna let me take the heat.
So overall, compatibility. God wants you to have somebody that is fit for you. So that is huge. It's very, very important because it's not about who you marry. It's about why you marry. It's not about who you date. It's about why you date. The intention is for marriage. The intention is to be with somebody for the rest of your life. So you should take that very, very seriously. So identify the flags, identify that if you're compatible, if you are fit with that person, and if so, then you move forward. If not, then stop it before you continue on, because then it would just lead to heartbreak. Just immediately do it. Don't have the mindset that you wasted all this time and that you might as well stick with it.
Yeah.
End it. Just understand your relationship doesn't define your life. I know there's a lot of ladies that were just like, well, I'm stuck. I'm not talking about marriage, because if you're in marriage, then you might be stuck. But relationships, dating, if you are in this, you can get out. And the best choice is to get out now before you go down the aisle.
Absolutely.
And just take it. I know it's gonna hurt. If you need somebody on your side, I am here, because I know it's not easy, but just, you're gonna have to make a decision, because you want to live with somebody for the rest of your life that you enjoy, that you wake up and you're happy with, not someone that you're miserable with because you never took that chance to say no.
So we will be discussing the why of marriage, and not the next video, but the next video after that. So stay tuned, because we're going to talk a lot about relationships during this month of love, February. So until next time, guys, I'm Justin.
And I'm Chelsey.